I already know by making this video, there's gonna be mad Karens in the comments talking about all lives matter. Why are you just talking about black people? All lives matter. But seriously, for you people that think it's a problem for black people to talk about their own issues that affect their community, just watch the video and maybe it'll change your mind. Alright, so the first thing is to stop putting your trust into people that don't care about you. And these people I'm talking about are politicians, businesses, companies, people of those sorts. And here's something you need to understand. When people get elected into office, into presidency, those people that are elected, whether they care about black people or they don't, and most of the time they don't. I mean, look at Trump. This is probably the most disrespectful thing I think I've seen all year. Trump, right before he got elected, he got, or not, I mean, right before he ran for 2020, right? He got Little Pump to come endorse him. Like, just think about that. Little Pump came to endorse Trump just so he could try to get more black votes. Do you know how disrespectful that is? And on the other side of things, Biden, who's just elected, does not care about black people either.
I'm figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
They will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets.
And you're trying to convince me that's the lesser of two evils.
They're going to put you all back in chains.
They're going to put you all back in chains.
But back to what I was saying about the presidency. There will never be a president that cares about black people or that gets stuff done for black people, because the people in power, the people who are actually in control, don't care about black people, and they use them as a way to profit. But black people putting their trust into other people, it doesn't just happen in politics. It happens in business too. All these companies that black people spend their money on, these designer companies, Gucci, Prada, Louis Vuitton, all that stuff, right? Even when it comes in terms of Nike and Adidas and stuff like that, all those companies, those people do not care for the best interest of black people. And when the Black Lives Matter movement started, and you seen some of these companies get behind it, like Nike and stuff, those people do not care. The only reason why they get behind black people when stuff like this happens is because we're their main source of income. That's the best way to describe it. We're their main source of income. And why would they go against their main source of income? You really got to take into consideration, who are you supporting when you put all your money into these big companies like Nike and all that? Who are you really supporting? And this is something that just really shocks me. The black dollar only circulates in the community for 6 hours. 6 hours. You know how long it circulates in the Korean community? 1 month. That alone should just make you think, why am I spending all this money with people that don't care for me, that don't have the best interest for me, and that the money won't go back into my community? Why am I spending all this money on people that just simply don't care? I could really talk about this all day, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to move on. So on to the second point. The second thing that black people need to stop doing going into 2021 is to stop following the pattern or the steps that the American society has laid out for black people. Okay, so what I mainly mean by this is the high school to college pipeline. So I know a lot of people are starting to realize that college isn't as important as people make it out to be, but still in the black community, there's this thing where people believe that college is really important. You need to get a bachelor's, even though it's shown that the bachelor degree has significantly decreased in like the amount of money that you can make once you get a bachelor's. And the significance of a bachelor degree even decreases more when you start to realize the debt that it puts black people in. And college doesn't just destroy you in terms of your financial situation, it destroys you mentally. And what I mean by that is that when you're in debt, right, you're only thinking about how I'm going to make this money. And depending on what degree you got, it could take a while for you to get that money back. So everything that you're going to be doing in your life, all the energy that's going to go into your life is going to be going towards paying back what you owe, right? So when you're in that type of mindset, you can't really grow, because you're only thinking about how am I going to get by, how am I going to pay this, it's just not a good way for a human being to think. And I know before you even say it, this applies for any race of people. But the reason why I single this out specifically for black people is because, like I've shown, black people tend to usually be in more college debt. And when I say this, I'm not telling black people don't go to college, because college is useful, but that's only if you know what you want to do. I'm tired of hearing people say, oh, well, go to college and then you'll figure out what you want to do. Take a year or two to figure out what you want to do. There's a lot of money on the line while you're just going through college. Especially the average person, they go to college and they're just partying and stuff, and they're not even keeping on track of their grades. So don't go to college to waste your time, or don't go to college to think. If you want, take a gap year. That's the best thing I would recommend for anybody that's indecisive about going to college. And the third and final thing, and this is probably the most important thing of the whole video, is to stop selling yourself short. And I know you're going to say, well, you can apply that to all types of people. And you're right. But let me explain to you why this is so important when I'm talking in terms of African Americans. Okay, so we all know that black people don't have as much power as other races in America. But the deep side and the dark side of it is that black people don't even have much control over their own community. And it gets even worse is when you look at how creative black people are in America, but at the same time, they don't have control over their own creative thoughts. Let's say, for example, a musician, right? Musicians have a lot of creativity, they have great ability. But at the end of the day, the musician doesn't have the final say in what is produced and what's shown to the masses, because the person at the top, the bosses, they have full say in what's actually put out because they have that musician under their record deal, right? And like a specific example, let's look at somebody like NBA YoungBoy. He has a lot of talent, right? But at the end of the day, he doesn't have full say in what he puts out. And these record labels, they want him to put out what they want. Oh my gosh.
Good job. Good job.
Okay, I kept stuttering, but what I'm trying to say is if NBA YoungBoy wanted to change like what he was talking about, what he sings about in his music, he couldn't unless his bosses, the people above him, let him change it. And this doesn't just happen in terms of music. This happens as entertainers, as athletes, things that are predominantly done by black people. And the reason why they do that is a topic for a whole nother video, but I'm pretty sure most of you guys know why. And so when I mean don't sell yourself short, I'm saying don't allow some sum of money to have full control over your independence, right? So don't allow somebody to come in with a lot of money and you have all this talent, right? But then you're just like, oh, I need this money. Don't let that be the reason why it stops you from having your freedom and actually having real control over your own life. Yeah, okay, so that's gonna wrap the video up. That's really all I had to say. Just to give a quick recap, the first thing is stop putting your trust into people that don't care about you. And then the second thing was stop trying to follow the path that people laid out for you. Follow your own path, because at the end of the day, those people are just trying to put you into more debt in terms of like going to college and stuff. And then for the third thing is to stop selling yourself short and actually go to your full potential. But yeah, that's really it. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. I really like making these type of videos because they're actually like important and they're not just like jokes, right? So yeah, I like making these videos. But yeah, that's really it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Good job. Good job.